Relationships can be hard, I know, especially when we come from a broken or failed marriage or relationship. It often leaves us in a place where we are confused about what a good and happy and healthy relationship is supposed to look like. Not even to mention the doubt, the self-doubt about the value that we can bring to our relationships, or the fear that we will keep on repeating the same mistakes over and over again. It sometimes leaves us to have a negative view of ourselves, and even sometimes to such an extent where we don't know who we are. But there is hope. I am Belinda Pieterse, and here at Redefine, we want to help you take your relationships from stressful to healthy. And that is why in 2023, I have developed a complete roadmap to help you do exactly that. Each month, we are going to focus on a specific area that can bring strain and stress to our relationships. And while we focus on these areas, we are going to look at what is it that this specific aspect, how does it make you feel and think and act, the reason behind it. We are also going to look at how all of that impacts your relationships. And then we are going to find a healthy way for you to deal and manage with those aspects so that you can also experience a happy and healthy relationship. The aspects that we are going to focus on in 2023 is, first of all, we are going to evaluate our relationship with ourselves. Yes, it starts with you and with me. And then we are going to evaluate the relationships in our life, the other relationships in our life. We are also going to have a look at what is the value sets that govern each and every thought and action in our lives. We don't always realize the underlying strength our value sets have in our behavior and the way we see the world around us. Then we're going to look at our personality type and our inborn temperament, and how the strengths and the weaknesses and the traits in those temperaments influence and impact our relationships. We are also going to look at our past and how the past failures that we've experienced in relationships, what is the perceptions that it formed in us, and what is the lies in those perceptions, and how can we replace it with truth, and what even is truth in all of that, and how to deal with that, so that we can move on and not allow our past to govern and influence our relationships or our life or steal our future any longer. Then we are also going to look at boundaries and expectations and how to set healthy boundaries and expectations in our relationships. Because if we set unhealthy expectations or unreachable expectations, it can only lead to disappointment, frustration, and in the end, maybe even resentment. Then finally, I'm going to help you to find your unique place in your relationship, knowing and being confident in the value that you bring to your relationships. And then we are going to look beyond 2023 and what it is that we can do with all the knowledge that we've built up and the skills that we've learned. What is it that we can do and implement so that our relationships can be healthy and happy even beyond 2023? I know that relationships can be hard, but I also know that relationships need not always be hard. A transformed life and relationship is not only for the selected few, it is for all of us. And we don't have to allow our past or our shortcomings to determine how our future in our relationships look like. We can choose today to be an instrument of permanent transformation and change in our lives and in our relationships. You have the ability, and I do have the ability. And we can make 2023 a year to remember. A year where we look back on and know that the change and the transformation that we so desperately wanted in our relationships and even in our lives, because we cannot function without relationships, outside of any relationships. We cannot grow outside of our relationships, and it impacts each and every area of our lives. So if we get to a place where we make the decision to be a permanent instrument of permanent change in our relationships, we will stand amazed at how it will influence and impact every other area of our lives. So make that choice to join me on this roadmap and on this journey to make 2023 a year where you take your stress out of your relationships and finally experience healthy and happy relationships, which will impact every area of your life and help you to become more successful in every other area of your life. You deserve it. To make 2023 truly a year to remember.